Hey guys, Cindy Moss, and I'm sorry it's so late getting this video out. I posted one earlier and my webcam is kind of acting funky and it just did not record. So I'm going to go ahead and post another one, kind of giving you an overview of week number two. So you guys did a great job on week number one. And so now week two, we're still talking about budgeting and spending money and knowing where your money's going and different things like that. And let me point out to you, I'm not at the beach. I'm sitting in my office at home where it's cold. I just love the beach, so that's why I have the beach seat. So this week, you're going to be looking at chapters 3 and chapter 4. And we're going to talk a little bit about chapter 3. Chapter 3 is talking about taxes. And that is the one thing most of us absolutely hate is taxes. I do too. Just, but we have to support our government and pay our bills and that includes taxes. So we have to look at taxes. Now, I know this week has started the Georgia State um legislative session, and one of the things that they are looking at is doing away with the state income tax. And you are probably going to be getting this question about how do you feel about everybody paying a fair tax? That's your discussion board question. And that is relating to federal tax, where everybody would pay a percentage. So instead of it being at the end of the year where you get gradual, you have all these deductions and things like that that you can take off, which generally does help these corporations and it does help the wealthy. But if everybody paid a fair tax, then everybody's going to pay the same amount. I'm in favor of a fair tax. I'll just tell you that right now, because I feel like if everybody paid their fair tax, then it would be equal for everyone. With the state tax, and you might want to look at this and talk to your representatives if you live in Georgia. For instance, Tennessee has no state tax. Florida has no state tax, but their sales tax is higher. And when you go to the grocery store, you are going to spend more money, but then you're not going to pay taxes at the end of the year, which absolutely kills most of us is when we have to fork out those taxes. So we're looking at chapter 3 is looking at your federal taxes. And then in chapter 4, you're looking at financial services, saving plans, and payment accounts. So, what kind of a savings plan do you have? This is not investing yet. We're not talking about 401ks or IRAs. We're talking about savings accounts. One thing and checking accounts. And I know most of you do online checking. I do too. But my husband and I still keep a checkbook. We still know where our money is going. And we look at it and we reconcile it. And that is something you need to do, because if you're not looking at it, that's how fraudulent activities happen, is when you are not paying attention to your checking account. It's using debit cards versus credit cards, different things like that. So that's what chapter 4 is going to be about. Your case study is going to be 50 ways that a college student can save money. And I know most of you are what we consider professional students, but you still need to save money. Hopefully, your employers are paying for this class, but if they're not, take heed. Make sure you know that some of these things that will help you. Let me mention to you a couple of things. Um, this weekend, and I've picked a bad weekend, but I'm going to leave it up there. I have set up what is called a cash only challenge. And what I would like you to do is on Friday, I want you to take out enough money for what you want to do the entire weekend from Friday at 6 o'clock till Sunday at 6 o'clock, and spend nothing but cash, because I want you to see how easy it is to lay a debit card or a credit card down. But when you're laying down a $20 bill to go buy a Starbucks, it makes you think about it. Ooh, I don't want to spend that. That's a $20 bill. I'm asking you to do that. And if you're not, it's not mandatory. I just like my students to do it so that they can see how much money you're spending. Because if you take out, say, $200 and you go out to eat Friday night and you pay cash, and then you go to basketball games with your kids on Saturday, and of course you got to pay to get in, and you have to buy snacks, and then maybe, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to cook when I get home, so you stop and you pick up fast food on the way home. By Sunday, you have spent probably three-fourths of that $200 you took out, and you can't account for where it went. So if you will, try to do that. And then that's going to be one of your case study questions next week is how did you do on the cash only challenge? We'll do that. Also, I was planning on having a team meeting on Sunday night to go over our final presentation, but we are expecting bad weather over the weekend. And I don't know, we may lose power, we may lose internet. So I'm going to put that off and maybe do it on Tuesday, Tuesday evening, and do it for about 20 minutes just to kind of give you an overview of how you're going to do your final presentation. So let me know if you have any questions. Remember, your original discussion board is due on Thursday. And make sure that you include a citation in it this week because I will be counting off 10 points for it. If you don't post your original, then that is an unexcused absence. And should you have two unexcused absences, then you're going to lose 5 points off your final exam. Or your final grade. So make sure that you get that posted. Everything else is due on Sunday. Get it done just in case we do lose power. And some of you I know are working in public safety and you may be out on calls on emergencies. You don't want to have to worry about rushing back to the station to get your work done. Get it done early. This isn't supposed to move in till late Friday night or Saturday. So do the work as soon as you can so that you don't have to worry about it. Have a great week and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.